Third story. You know, ahead of the November 6, 2021 governorship election in Anambra State, the judicial merry-go-round in that state continues to intrigue millions around the country. The Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has ruled that Valentine Ozigbo, is that right?
Ozigbo.
Ozigbo,
yeah.
Okay. Ozigbo is the validly elected candidate of the PDP. Now, President of the Court, Honorable Justice Monica Dongbam Mensem, made the declaration following an appeal filed by Ozigbo. Now, both Valentine Ozigbo and one Ugochukwu Uba had emerged as the PDP's candidates following two parallel congresses. True, the politics in our country is war with bloodshed.
Yes, and it's becoming extremely difficult now to not have parallel congresses, parallel primaries. Look at even the matter of the Imo senatorial contest.
Wahala. Yeah.
They needed to replace the senator that died. The APC had parallel primaries, and the case went on and on and on and on. You know, so part of what brought us to the embarrassment that we now face, that necessitated what Ubani said, is some of the funny judgments, funny orders being made by courts in respect of the Anambra matter. Because the three dominant parties have been taking each other to court. They've been taking,
namely,
the members,
APGA, APC, and PDP.
Yes, they've been taking each other to court, you know. So within their parties, they've been taking each other to court. Now, the matter of Ozigbo, what the appeal court affirmed that he was validly nominated. You know, the grudge of the other people, the Ugochukwu Uba camp, is that only statutory delegates were allowed to vote during the primaries. Okay. Meaning that the ward ESCO, no. The party just set that criteria. Okay. And they felt that they were shortchanged. The ward ESCO of the party and the local government ESCO of the party, they were supposed to be delegates. So they are saying, why did they shut us out? And then they felt that on that basis, the nomination ought to be questioned. But, the court said no. His nomination was valid because the party has the right to set criteria for primary election.
I'm told Kunle is standing by in Kaduna in respect of this case. Kunle, good evening to you.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Abajibe, our other guest, and the anchor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say something concerning the conflicting judgment we are seeing in Nigeria. And I want to disagree with my brother Ibrahim that comes from Kaduna, that politicians influences our judges. Sir, there is that having in Yoruba land that says we should agree to rebuke an armed robber. But we are saying where the owner puts the property is not good. It is in this relation that the lawyers did election and they accused themselves that the election was rigged. Is that politician? No, we should, because I don't know why we're rationalizing the issue of corruption when it is not politician. We will now be trying to address it that politician.
Kule, but you admit that the politician. Now, are you there, Kule? But you admit that the politician is creating more problems in the space.
So I want to ask this question. Yeah. If the politician brings Ghana of money and had the lawyer or the judges to sleep with their children,
Kule, why must he bring a bag load of money? Why must the bag load of money come?
I agree that the judiciary is corrupt and let the media help us to bring a surprise to them. We should stop rationalizing the politician.
We get your point.
Kule, thank you very kindly. All parties are corrupt, and our job is to, maybe don't ask me because I'm neither politician nor a judge, please, but thank you for your contribution. Sam, right. we're in a quagmire. looking at your Anambra, your neighboring state.
Yeah, I would agree with you to some extent because, you know, after the appeal court, you still have the Supreme Court. So,
and the election is how many weeks away?
It's doubtful if
INEC has set a deadline of September 7th.
For a resolution of
all
outstanding
because they
cases.
have to print ballot materials and all that, which will include the names of, you know. So they need to know by now who is contesting. If we can't determine at this time, it's too bad.
So what do you print?
Yeah, that's why we are hoping that this, you know, judgment brings a closure to the issue of who the rightful candidates are in the forthcoming elections. For APC, we now know, PDP we know, APGA we know, and we just hope that, you know, all the parties are ready to go, and that's what is very important. But you can be sure that even after this time,
they will still
go to court. They will still go to court.
You know, so where is the place of the people in all of this? So the whole thing is about grabbing power for power's sake.
Oftentimes it will seem so.
Yeah.
But again, you don't begrudge a man who has every right, you know, to aspire to any elected position. That's important, and we must appreciate that. So people have a right, go out, contest, but then it is important that in all that we do, we have the people at the center of it all, and that's what really matters.
Yeah. Judy, you know, you have heard the phrase, a judicialization of the democratic space. Doesn't it worry you?
Yeah, of course, I should be worried, but there are different ways by which we can solve that problem. When was the last time that you heard that an election in the UK was a subject of litigation? The process, the electoral process, has to be very transparent. Once it's transparent, I can see clearly that I was beaten
fair and square.
Yes. I will have no reason to go and waste my money, you know, on lawyers. I would not go to court. If you cast your mind back to 2015, there were very few litigations arising from the conduct of that election. The lowest since 1999, because the election was seen to have been largely free and fair.
Yeah.
The use of the card reader, the electronic means of authenticating voters, valid voters, was used by more than 50%. By the time we got to the 2019 election, the use of the card reader came down to 19%, which means that the urge to rig clearly took over. And when the urge to rig is not moderated in any way, many people will feel like going to court, because when you are cheated, it will be apparent to you and you feel like doing something about it. So the process has to be transparent. Let us reduce the human intervention in the process to the barest minimum. And leveraging on technology can help us to achieve that. Look at the biggest democracy in the world, India. How often do you hear that they went to court, this and that? You know, as big as the country is, the election will be held. Everyone will know who has won.
Diverse. Sam, quickly, you know, you are an incumbent. You must be replaced by a man you are interested in. It's a part of the problem.
That's what makes the entire system.
And shutting the people out.
That's what makes the entire system, you know, sickening. And earlier, I remember we talked about the leadership recruitment process. It's not just, what is wrong is not just only in the judiciary. Across board, governors want their own person, you know, to succeed them. And that often, you know, leads to internal crisis, and then people have to fight themselves over little or nothing. The integrity of our elections is very important here. And that is why, you know, the failure to get the electronic transmission, you know, stuff across the National Assembly worries a lot of us. Otherwise, there's a great concern. We could just, you know, be moving around in circles and still cast, you know, a big doubt on the integrity of our elections.
Okay, the backroom boys say we must pack it all in for the evening, but not before my expressing my grief over the last 1 week plus. We lost two gentlemen. The one Professor or Sir Professor Victor Efosa, self-made man. Yes. You know, That's an example of a self-made man. So he lived life to the fullest.
And he developed himself tremendously.
Oh yeah, that's it. It means it can be done.
And I lost my father-in-law yesterday.
Wow.
Nice man.
Okay.
Olaniro Alabi.
Okay.
Wherever you are, I trust that you are in a good place.
And I lost my brother, same mother, same father. He is my younger brother.
Wow.
Played for the Rovers of Calabar of York, you know.
Rovers, yes.
And so you are thinking of the Etimesins, Carikas, and so on, you know. James Eterebe, these are his teammates. We buried him this morning.
Wow.
And I didn't say, wherever, it's on my business, it's on my place to bury you, but you have elected to go home before me. The Christians talk about resurrection morning. We'll see on that morning. All right, Sam, thank you for coming.
Yeah, my condolences, gentlemen.
My condolences to you, Citizen Jones.
I can't forget that. Jide, enjoy the weekend, but send the bill to them. To them.
You are.
Thank God it's Friday.
The backroom boys say thank you. And by the way, Nigeria battling Liberia now. Can anybody tell me what's happening? And so on. 1-0, two goals to nothing. Good. So, Liberia.
That's good to hear.
Oh yeah, good to hear. So let's end on that happy note. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Bye-bye now.